Okay.
All right, this is ELF Center 5, Shake, Rattle, and Roll, and Frozen Erosion. So we are going to study the effects of abrasion on rock, and we're examining mechanical weathering to the impact of water and abrasion on rocks. And what you want to probably start out by doing, which is always a good way to go, is start out with some examples from the books, and you can talk about glacial erosion with the water with that goes with that. And I think there's another book, I don't know where it is, that might have some examples of abrasion weathering and erosion on rock. But if not, you can just discuss it even just in terms of our valley here. There are, like I said, there's the laminated sheets in the books, and we're going to set up an experiment. The kids will help you set up an experiment where you're going to compare what happens when there is abrasion and what happens when there isn't. So what you're going to do is, there are containers that say shake and don't shake. And you're going to have some sandstone, which for the purposes of this demonstration, this is not exactly sandstone, but you'll get the idea. And you're going to fill this up with some rocks. And you're going to fill the other one up with rocks also. And then have the students take turns, and you're going to fill it up with water. And then you'll fill the other one up with water. And put the lids on. The don't shake one needs to just sit there and sit still and not shake. Shake one. The kids are going to take turns. Each kid needs to shake it about 20 times. You need for the minimum of 100 shakes. And if this was sandstone, which there might be, but there probably isn't, you would start to eventually see some sediment, which actually you kind of can a little bit.
There's a little in there.
Comparatively speaking.
Compared to the clear one, yep.
Yeah. So each kid will shake that 20 times and then pass it the next day. While they're shaking it, you could maybe discuss what's happening, what changes are taking place, and you can discuss what changes are or are not taking place with the do not shake. Then you're gonna take the contents of this and pour it into a coffee filter with a cup underneath to catch the water. And hopefully in the coffee filter will be the evidence of the sediment that's been knocked loose by the abrasive effects of that rattling and shaking.
Do you mean the kids are causing mechanical erosion?
Yes, I do. So, where does mechanical erosion come from? Well, it comes from the rivers moving rocks and rocks crashing into each other. It comes from just human forces and animal forces. And you can have the kids brainstorm that and discuss that. So when you're done with this demonstration, you can move to, and it's kind of a, moving over, this has some river rocks in it, and it will have examples of beach glass, and have the kids feel that and discuss how it got that way. How did these get so smooth as compared to some of the other rock that we have that is not river rock, and it is not smooth. And you can compare that with just regular a piece of glass you find on the playground or on the street that's not smoothed into stone like beach glass would. And so you can have the kids discuss that and make observations, and so then you can go even further to glacial erosion or frozen erosion. And you can refer back to the books, and you can talk about how glaciers are nature's bulldozers, and ice has an adhesive grip. And so because of this grip, rocks are plucked up and moved by glaciers. And there's a really let's see, in this book there was a really great example of that. That's not it. Where there's just this lone boulder just left. How did that get there? Well, a glacier. What you're going to do is you're going to simulate, you're going to, at your house preparation before you come, you're going to need to make some ice cubes with some gravel in them. And so everybody, if you run the center, you need to do that. And you'll take that ice cube that's got gravel in it that's acting like a glacier, and you're going to rub it on a scratch rock, which there's a box of scratch rocks, and you're going to see what happens. I only read that far. Hang on one second. So basically this is acting like the glacier when you scrape the rock and scratch it, and hopefully, I guess the scratching rock is supposed to look like a glacier has scraped it. I perhaps need a different kind of rock that would actually show the marks. So I will look for a softer rock. But you get the idea of what's supposed to happen.
So the ice that has gravel in it will also erode, and as the ice melts, it's going to deposit rocks downstream or down from the glacier. Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. That is the general demonstration.
How glaciers are moving rocks and stuff around on the earth by expansion and contraction, and also abrasion. And now I kind of noticed this center might be a little noisy with the shaking.
This is going to be pretty noisy. So if it's a nice day, it would be a good idea to go ahead and find a spot outside to do this one too. Again, keeping track of time and everything, but you could even just do it right outside the classroom. If not, definitely not a hallway center.
Yes.
And
be considerate of your other centers in the classroom if you're shaking away.
And if it looks like you're not really going to need 100 shakes if things are happening, then you can limit that so that you also help the others in the classroom. So that's pretty much that. In terms of this, you're just trying to talk about abrasion and glaciers and their effect on our landscape and their and how they cause erosion. So a couple things just to review for just all of ELF. When you clean up, if you could make sure that the bins, everything's put back in the labeled box that it goes in, that really helps the next group that comes. If you find it in disarray, please don't leave it in disarray. Put it back all together. In between sessions, you'll need to dry off the rocks, and then when you're done, if you can get them as dry as possible, that'd be great. And it talks about that in the outline. There are extra supplies, which I don't think this center will need any, but there is an extra supply box in the ELF cabinet. There is also this lovely drying sand box. We are in need of dry sand, and we need anybody that comes through the ELF closet to give it a good stir and help us dry our sand. And let's see, what else?
Questions, comments?
Questions, comments. Also check out the introduction video if you haven't, and because it's got lots of great information. And questions, comments is
Mitchell
Elf
Elf. Oh yeah.
at gmail.com.
Yeah. That's it. Bye.